Here I have completed my full head of I-tip extensions. I'm now going to show you how to cut them. When working with your haircut and your extensions, you need to decide with your client what's the appropriate length for them. It's going to start out minimum 20 inches, if not longer. You need to decide on what's appropriate for their length, their age, their lifestyle, all of these different things. So with my mannequin head here today, I'm going to be taking off a good 5 or 6 inches. She doesn't need all of this length, especially in comparison with where her natural ends and where the extensions ends as well. You need to marry the two together so you don't have two heads of hair. You only want one. So with doing that, I'm going to be taking a feather razor. I determine the length that I would like, and using my feather razor, because it's going to end up looking sparse just like my natural hair would, I'm going to determine my length. Using strokes above your fingertips, where the tension is on your hair, take off all of that excess length that you no longer need or want. The reason you use a feather razor is because it makes it nice and soft and diffused on the outline. If you were to use scissors, it would make it too blunt because technically these are individual little clumps of hair. So for us to make it look natural, just like the natural hair would be, we do need to use a feather razor to create that soft feathered end. So continuing to just take off my excess length. I am over directing the back a little bit because I am going to approach that in a minute in a different manner. All right, so once you have your length established, you can leave it alone to the very end where you're just double checking. Now what you're going to do is you're going to work row by row just like you put them in to create layers, because we can tell where her natural starts and stops and where the extensions obviously end. So you're going to go down to row number 2 and 1. Just clip all of this hair out of your way. When you're working with an extension haircut, there's no precision about it. It is all look. It is all their desired look and how much weight and layering you need to add. So I just took off the length. So what I'm going to be doing is working in rounded sections just like I did when I installed them, adding some layering to it. So I'm going to pull them to a point and lightly stroking the sides, going back and forth in a small V formation, adding layers as I go. I'm not digging super heavy into my hair because I just added a lot of hair to it. I'm not necessarily trying to take it away. But by doing that, you can already see a soft formation starting to happen. I will do that twice per section, leaving a little bit of hair each time so you can add more layers and more movement. So once I'm done with row number 1, I'm then going to take the rest of the hair down and add row 2 and 3. Just like I did in my first haircutting section, I take my 2 and 3 row and I work side to side, chiseling off the edges so it blends a little bit better. And you just do that till it falls out, and then I'm going to take more of the inside bulk of my section and layer it some more, starting where my natural hair starts or stops, working my way in. I want to add a little bit more layering here, so I'm just going to pick it up and layer as desired. Now I'm going to take my last section down. I'm approaching it the exact same way, taking my V formation, layering it as needed. Once you have done that, you then want to move the hair around and see how it's falling and where it's heavy at. So in those areas that you find it's heavy, you want to pick it up and just slightly carve into it to create added layering effects, making the natural and the extensions blend a little bit more, but you have to be very soft with this so you don't take too much of that weight that I've already added and that they've paid for away. You want to pick it up, you want to move it, so on and so forth. Every now and then you have some really frizzy hair and some beautiful smooth hair. So you do need to make it a little bit rougher to match their natural hair. It does hurt a little bit for us, our hearts, but you have